All right, it's a 1 week award. Starting with the off the podium bronze, silver, gold medalists of the ACC teams from the state of North Carolina, talking football. And then a gold star to the group of 5 team from the state of North Carolina. That gets a little extra. We'll start with off the podium, Duke. Now, Tulane is not a pushover. They're actually one of the leading group of 5 contenders for the CFP if you look at betting odds. But at the same time, if you pay a team's best player $4 million to join your team and then you lose to that team the next year, that's a tough look.
Yeah, not great. That's a tough look.
So you're off the podium, man. Just, I was having this debate on online. Here's the hard part, right? Yes, it is a good team, right? Yes, there's a bit of a weird rivalry there. Yes, those things happen. But at the end of the year, when like the ACC is being measured for strength, or when Duke is being measured, was your season a success? It really just boils down to the numbers, and it is a group of 5 team beating a power conference team, and that's as simple as it gets. Just can't happen. Right? Virginia Tech got smoked by ODU over the weekend, and I was talking about how bad that is for the ACC, and someone's like, actually, they've played each other pretty evenly over the last X amount of tries, and it's a rivalry, and it's not as bad as I'm like, I agree. I've covered both sides of that rivalry. But on the surface, it's a group of 5 team smoking a power 5 team, and you don't really get much more than that when it comes to like grades.
Yeah, you might look at the box score or the final score and say, 34-27, close game. It wasn't that close.
Bronze, Wake Forest. They started hot. First quarter first like 6 minutes for Wake Forest probably would have been gold. And then some random moments in the second period probably would have been gold. Maybe a flash here or two in the second half. But not much. The thing, it's a consistency thing for Wake Forest that ended up bronze. And also, there's a Thursday night. Everybody's watching, the only college football game on in the country. And Wake Forest lost. And even that, right? You think of it as like, we're welcoming everybody into our home arena, our home stadium. Let's make sure we're on our best display. And like, it wasn't 2 minutes into the game and there's food carts on fire. Listen, there are some Chris Barnes from Wake Forest. Flashed, speed, kick return on the opening kick, the 75-yard catch. Like, they've got some talent. But when you aren't able to win the game, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Long way from the 10-9 victory over Kennesaw State to open, though. They're a better team than that already. So Coach Jake Dickert and that new staff are at least creating improvement week to week. Silver goes to UNC. And to be honest with you, I don't think there was a way UNC could be higher than this. Because Wake Forest and NC State were playing each other, so one of them was going to win against a Power 5 opponent, and that is just always going to trump a win over a FCS opponent. But UNC did what they were supposed to do, right? It wasn't flashy. I wouldn't call it glamorous. It's not like Gio Lopez went out there and looked like 2013 Peyton Manning or 07 Brady, but they won by a bunch. They've gotten themselves some momentum, and they're rolling forward. So UCF this weekend on the road, we'll see if they can take some of the confidence gained against Richmond and impart it against the Golden Knights, I think is what UCF is. They get the silver, and then gold goes to NC State. 3-0. I saw there's only a handful, like 7 or 8 teams in the country that are still undefeated and have multiple wins against power conference opponents. State beating UVA in a non-conference kind of conference game, and then winning Wake Forest to open up their ACC schedule. They've got 2 power conference wins, still undefeated. I don't know if any of them were comfortable wins. But wins are wins are wins are wins, right? The winning is winning, and they've been doing it. And now they get a big one against Duke. If you win that, suddenly you might be, 6-0 heading into a road game against Notre Dame? maybe ranked. They received votes in the AP poll for the first time this week. I think 4 of them. But hey, votes are votes.
Hey, votes are votes.
So credit to NC State, they're gold. And then Gold Star. We debated, or we brought up like who's going to have the Gold Star. And Dennis, you had an answer quickly. So
yeah.
I almost want to turn this one over to you. Who gets the Gold Star?
East Carolina.
There you go.
ECU 38-0 win on the road in Conway, South Carolina, taking down Coastal. Massive win.
Yeah, and Coastal's one of those Group of 5 teams that means something, right? Like you beat them 38-0. That's something.
And a bounce back from that early season loss to NC State to begin the year. Blew out Campbell, which is what they should have done. And then, but again, going on the road, taking out Coastal like that, 38-0. Yeah, absolutely East Carolina in this one.
I agree. Offense, defense, special teams, they did a little bit of everything, which is what you need. And actually, they probably could have done a little bit better in special teams looking at it now. Missed a field goal.
Left points out there, Tim.
Hey, Coach Harrell's definitely saying it.
Oh, for sure.
He's definitely 38-0. You think you did something? You think that means something? It should have been 41. Where's our kicker at? Where's our long snapper? Need a better operation. Caden Hauser's he can sling it a bit as a quarterback for ECU.
That's a good team out there, which I think if you look at how ECU has responded from the week 1 loss to NC State, does it feel like it validates NC State a little bit more? Because they beat Virginia, who blew out Coastal. They beat East Carolina, who blew out Coastal. And they beat Virginia, obviously, themselves and got the win against ECU. It's like, hey, you know what? We beat this team, blew out Coastal and all. I don't know.
In modern college football, because there's so much committee and so much strength of record and strength of win and like everything else that matters so much, as soon as you play a team, you have to become their biggest fan.
Yeah. Unless
you beat them by 100, you have to immediately be like, all right, well, hopefully we're the only game that they lose and they win by a bunch against everybody because that increases our analytics. So yeah, like in a weirdly stupid way for a game that I consider a rivalry, NC State and ECU, that you now become your rival's biggest fan as soon as that game is over because you need them to win for your own standing, which is kind of weird. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, Gold Star to ECU. I concur with Dennis's immediate reaction.